Hello, welcome to my living room. Hello, Thando, how are you?
Hi, Kay. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for making time.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So, hello everyone. So, Dr. Khei Inspire is delighted to have Thando Cathrine Moalosi today in the living room. And the main reason for these talk shows is to profile different people from different walks of life to inspire other people. So, like today, I said we are speaking to Thando. She's my baby sister from another mother. Okay. So, without wasting any more time, Thando, I would like you to introduce yourself. Tell us who Thando Moalosi is.
Well, first of all, I'd like to introduce my full name. My name's Thando Cathrine Moalosi. That Catherine is very important.
Yes,
um,
yes.
I am a recently graduated lawyer and a soon-to-be admitted attorney in the courts of Botswana. I am an entrepreneur. I am a qualified beautician. I am a mother of one. I have two siblings, and still live at home with my parents, my family. But yes, that's basically who I am.
That's good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with living with your parents. You are not an adult yet.
Yes,
You
exactly. I'm
just
still
finished
very, very
school.
young.
So.
I'm a baby.
So you're saying you're a lawyer at the moment. Is that the only thing
Yes.
that you're doing? Like, what are you currently doing? In addition
I
to being
currently
a lawyer.
Well, I'm not only a lawyer, I have my 8 to 5, and then I also have a business on the side. Like I said, I'm a qualified beautician and I do nails, I do makeup, I do hair sometimes. So yes, that's what I do. And I run the admin side of the business, and I also run the handiwork.
You are a busy young woman.
Quite busy.
What did you have to study to become a lawyer? I know it's a simple question, but I think somebody out there would like to know what they need to do in order to become a lawyer.
Yeah, well, to become a lawyer, I went to law school, like most people do. But where I enrolled, University of Botswana, basically, we finished our BGCSE exams, and then we went on to UB, where we did all sorts of law, from company law, your criminal law, your employment law. And I think from there, that's when you're done with school, you can branch into anything. So we basically did everything under the sun.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you know what you're going to end up branching into, like a family lawyer or I don't know.
I think
Do you have
initially,
an idea?
I actually wanted to go into corporate because I was like, yo, law is so hectic. I want to have an office job. So now I'm working in a firm, and it's so shocking how I'm enjoying practicing. So I think I'll stick to that for now.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So, who inspired you growing up?
I think for the most part, it has to be my grandmother, whose name is also Catherine, by the way.
Ooh.
I was named after her. She's my dad's mother. We grew up with her in Mahalape. It's a village, Honomo, Botswana. Yes, it's a village right here in Botswana, and she was a very strict woman, very rooted in God. She was very business minded, and I think that's where I get my hustling spirit, because she always taught us in Setswana. She'd say, "Mosadi ga a tshwanela go nna ka mabogo," meaning you can't just sit with your hands not doing anything. So I think that's my biggest inspiration.
Wow, wow. I remember her very well.
Yes.
We used to live in Mahala. They're very strict as well,
Very strict.
So what made you choose this career path of being a lawyer?
It was actually a glitch, hey? Let me just mention that God works in mysterious ways, because initially when I applied in UB, the university I was in, I was supposed to do medicine. I was actually admitted into the school for medicine, and fortunately, I had to take a gap year, and then when I came back, medicine was full, so I had to branch into something else. because of my child, and it's so surprising because right now I honestly don't see myself doing anything besides law because it's so engaging, and surprisingly I'm scared of seeing blood, so that that's a plus for me.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like at your age, you've achieved so many things already. You are a lawyer, you're a mom, you own your own business, you've received an
Yeah.
award as well from the Tony Elumelu Foundation. Tell us a little bit about that foundation, that award, and what it's all
Okay,
about.
so basically, the Tony Elumelu Foundation is obviously a foundation. They're based in Nigeria, and they are set to assist African entrepreneurs for the most part. They offer opportunities to young African entrepreneurs. And fortunately, in 2019, a friend sent me a link. You know, when people just send you a random link on WhatsApp, and I decided to check it out. I applied. They kept pestering me with emails, so I was just like, let me check this out because I have a small business. And I applied, and then I received an email in January, I think, the following year, 2020, and that was when we were set to start an entrepreneurship program under the foundation, in which we were going to get training, business training, because at the time I didn't have any entrepreneurship background. And on top of that, we were set to get seed capital. It was a grant, non-refundable, so they were set to assist that with that capital.
So they give you that money to sort of start off or build your business.
Yes, to boost you. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
So
they
how
were
do they
looking
account?
for.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yes, they were looking for infant companies or just business ideas. So they were basically looking to get businesses off the ground because money is a very big issue, especially in Africa.
Yeah,
we don't have that much capital at our disposal.
yeah. So how do
Yes.
they make sure that you use the money that they're giving you for the proposed project? For instance, you're not gonna just get the money by a car. How do you
Yeah.
account?
They actually don't, they're not very strict, but what I like about them is they keep you in the loop, because I think one of the most important things I learned while I was undergoing training is money is never the biggest thing, because money runs out. So if you can carry on with the knowledge that you have, then you're set to go. But what they do, and something that I like very, very much about them, they keep you in the loop, as an alumni of the entrepreneurship program. I am involved in the following year's cohort of the program. I'm involved, I'm a coach, and then I help other entrepreneurs as well, because it's not just about me alone. I was helped
Yeah,
by someone, then I have to help somebody else.
yeah.
So yes. So they keep us in the loop. They have regular webinars where they would sometimes invite the founder of the foundation, Mr. Tunu Elumelu himself, who's also the
Mhm.
CEO of the UBA bank. And yeah, they basically keep us in the loop, and they keep us engaged in the whole setup, even though the program is done.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
How long was your program, like your cohort? How long was it? Was it a
Uh,
year or two?
we underwent training for 12 weeks. It was an
Okay.
intense training. I was still doing my law degree at the time, and it felt like I'm doing a whole other course. I remember I would stay up at night to because since I wasn't very literate in the business side of things, I would have to research and do my stuff. But it
Yeah.
was for 12 weeks, and it was very intense.
Wow. So
Yeah.
since you have a 8 to 5 job, who's running your business during the week when you're at work?
I run my business, eh?
You hustle.
I
You
hustle.
make time.
I think the biggest thing, especially in our society, clients are very they're accustomed to just to what they're used to, if I may say. Because as beauticians, obviously the way we do things, the way our work manifests it's not the same. So clients would tend to prefer me over somebody else. That's why it's difficult for me to bring someone into the business. But right now, I have engaged a social media manager. I do have an accounts person and I have an assistant. And these people basically just help me, you know, juggle the business, the admin work for the most part, while I reserve the like beauty stuff for the weekend, because that's when a lot of people have events and that's when they're free to come do their nails and all of that.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's good planning. I need to learn from you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm one of
Thank
your
you
clients.
so much.
You know, every time I'm in
Yes.
Botswana,
I think it was important for us to mention
else.
that you were my first international client.
So one of your, yes. So at this time, I think we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
Welcome back to my living room. So today, like I said, we're having a conversation with our lovely Thando Cathrine Moalosi about her journey. Welcome back, Thando.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So you mentioned earlier on that you have a daughter. And I just want to know, how do you manage being a mother and being a student at the same? How did you manage being a mother and a student at the same time?
Hey, that question is very difficult because honestly, I don't know. What I can tell you is mothers have to be the most hardworking people in the entire world, because I think my challenges as a student as a law student in my position was not the same as everybody else's. For example, I'd have to go to school, prepare for lessons, and then I'd have to come home, do assignments. But before I do my assignments, I have to make sure she's sleeping or she has eaten. So it was really just juggling between law school and being home. And I think the biggest thing for me at the time was me having a schedule and sticking to it, knowing that when I get home, I just focus on her. And then when she's asleep, that's when I can take maybe 2-3 hours to focus on my schoolwork.
And then also business.
And then also business. You can tell I had a very hectic schedule.
Yeah.
It was very hectic. I barely slept.
Yeah. But look at you now.
Right?
It always works out. My mother normally says, you won't die from working hard. You won't die from sleeping 5 hours, just once a week. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true.
Are you involved in any other activities outside of your normal formal work schedule?
Actually, yes. I am a sister in the house of the Lord, like you.
Yay!
The Old Apostolic Church. So thankfully, they keep giving me opportunities to share with other youth, because not that I'm blowing my own horn, but I do, get involved in some astonishing things here and there. So I like sharing with my peers at church. So I've held a position of vice chair lady in the youth committee. So yes, that's basically what I'm involved in. It's unfortunate that COVID, kicked in, so we couldn't have those in person, but we do have them virtually every now and then.
Yeah, the importance of sharing is really, really important to share opportunities, whatever. The more you bless other people, the more God blesses you.
Exactly.
Remember, we always have a conversation about generational wealth. It's not only about money, it's about wisdom. So I'm really happy to know that you're doing that.
Yes.
So do you have anything that you like to say to young people out there? Maybe people who'd like to follow footsteps or,
I think one thing I can say is in all your hard work, always take time off to focus on yourself and your mental health. Throughout this whole thing, I've had to go through a very challenging time, I think a year ago, where I would have bouts of depression, anxiety, because I was working so much. And as young as I am as well, with the burdens that I have in general as a young person and as a young mom, I was taking very hard blows in that whole situation. So I never gave myself time to rest and just recuperate. So it was a very difficult time. So I'd just like to say, you know, fine, work hard, but at the same time have that balance of things to a point where you give yourself time to rest. And it doesn't have to be you sleeping, but maybe going out jogging, maybe taking like 2 days in a month to like just make sure there's no work, nothing at all, and or go to church or do something that will refresh your mind, because you work your best when your mind is at ease.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember
Yes.
we had a conversation about this at some point about, because remember I also had issues with anxiety, I think beginning of the year. Like it's okay to just turn off, switch off, like
Yes.
stop what you're doing and just focus on yourself. So I'm glad you're also bringing up the idea of taking care of your mental health. That is
Yeah,
really
I think you're the one who actually taught me that, because for me to get out of that phase, I remember that's when you told me that I should at least take a day off in a week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very thankful for that.
Generational wisdom. So
True.
so we're currently going through a lot as a global community, and COVID-19 hit, and obviously it's affecting a lot of people. Like, how
Yes.
is the pandemic affecting you as a person or your activities, and how are you coping? What is your coping strategy?
I think generally, because my business was a huge part of my life for the past few years, it has affected myself economically. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. In a pandemic, it's 10 times worse. So the biggest thing for me was to accept and also to adapt to situations, and you need to be able to adapt very quickly. I remember we were going through lockdowns here, and because I sell a luxury service, um, people at the time were on half salary. Some of them were not earning anything at all. So that kind of put things at a standstill. And I think I learned very quickly to source money from different ventures. I ended up going into some network marketing businesses. I also was thinking of going into farming. There's a couple of things that I was venturing into. So that's how I'm coping, because if you put your eggs in one basket and it falls, they're all gonna break, and then what are we going to have to eat?
That's true.
Yeah. So it really taught me to adapt. I remember also in the business, there was a time when right after lockdown, they loosened the restrictions a little bit. And thank God I had my driver's license at the time, because then I was able to do house calls, even though I wasn't making a lot of money as I am now. But it really helped me survive and improve my business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's important. Yeah. So, what would you like to say to Zonzo, your daughter? The beautiful baby girl that I love so much.
She's so close to my heart. Message to my daughter. I'll say this in first person. My girl, your happiness is paramount to me. As long as you're happy, as long as you're at peace, you can do anything in the world, and you find your peace and your happiness in God. Never ever forget that. Yes.
Yeah. And I know you have two blood sisters, and then you have cousins, and you have all the other sisters. I know the whole bunch, including myself.
Yes.
So do you have a message for all of the sisters?
Yes, I actually do. They're actually, I like calling them Zonzo's second moms, because they are always there. I'm a busy person, like I said, my schedule is very hectic. So I do have time for my child, but not that much. For example, midweek, I'm always at my studio or I'm always at work, and I never have time to babysit, to take her to the salon, take her for ice cream. And my sisters are always there to do that. Some of my friends just rock up at the gate and they're like, can you call Zonzo? We're going for breakfast. Or some of them would rock up with a plastic with clothes inside or toys. And I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
nice.
I'd like to
It's really
say
nice.
thank you.
Yeah, it's nice to have a big support system, you know.
Yes, yes. And I won't lie, they really came through for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, do you have a message for your parents?
Oh, yes. Mom and dad, oh my God. Those are the most selfless people I have ever met in my life. The opportunities they have given me, the support I have, so as far as I've come now, you won't believe that I've had a lot of failed businesses, and they were always there to support me. There was a time when I was trying to let go of Mbali Beauty because of the life pressures that I was feeling at the time, and they were always there to pick me up from the ground. And I would just like to say thank you, because they're not only parents to me, they're parents to my daughter as well. And I'm also very, very grateful that they taught me to stick to God in all
Yeah.
my trials and tribulations. I should always remember that God has my back. And I believe that God has my back through them, because
Yeah.
the way they're always there for me, it's amazing. Kay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just sit in my room and I'm just like, oh my God, how can dad be so supportive? How can mom be so supportive when she has so many other kids?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm happy to hear this. And they're not only supporting you, they're supporting us as well, you
You
know?
know, you'd also wonder where they get the time for so many
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Thando, I really want to take this moment and thank you for making this time. I really enjoyed having a conversation with you. You are such an inspiration at your age. And I believe that your journey is going to inspire many, many people, both men and women. And that I wish you success, more love, more joy, more peace, more happiness, and most importantly, God's blessings.
Thank you so much. I'm also very happy to be here. I learned these things from you guys as my mentors. I learn a lot from you, Kay, and I'm very, very blessed to have an opportunity like this. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Well, that was Thando Cathrine. I'm also Cathrine. I always tell her, you're my baby, baby, baby sister. That was Thando Moalosi sharing her inspirational journey. Thank you all for watching. See you next time. Happy holidays. Love
Merry
you
Christmas.
girl. We'll have a virtual Christmas.
Yes, yes. As always.